He is at that console that we're zooming in right now, and he is in touch with his counterparts in Hawthorne, California, who are monitoring all of Dragon's systems as it steadily makes its way toward the International Space Station.
Okay, nothing was there. I figured I'd start everything just a little bit early because we are going to have a rather historic last launch. This is this is a progress launch towards the International Space Station, and it is being carried on the last Soyuz-U. Now, the U variant, I think, is 43 years old. It became the standardized kind of Soyuz launcher for a really, really long time. And of course, recently they've upgraded it a bit. There's a couple of different variations in use. There's one that the Europeans use out of Kourou in New Guinea in South America, and there's the two one. Wait, 1 2 whatever. You know, this is the one that they actually use these days. But this is an old one. This is the last one that's going to go to the space station.
Minus 7 minutes and counting. All of the Soyuz systems reported in excellent shape.
And so now I'm wondering if people are actually paying attention. Yeah, the Soyuz 2-1B is the current. It's got all digital and everything. The amount of snow there. Hello, Joshua Shostak. How are you? We're just watching a Soyuz launch. From this is terrible because I'm just basically replaying a NASA TV stream right now. It's kind of lame, but whatever. Good morning, Tylord, Arson, Truslow, The Spirit, Salty Factory, Dat One Nebula, and Silent Searchlight, Crimson Harvest, Whiskey Weasel. All the usual suspects. We're expecting a launch in about 5 minutes. This is live. Well, you can go and watch it on the NASA site, but you can ask me questions about this. Not that I can necessarily answer it, but this is cool. Progress 66, going to the space station. You should also note that in flight to the space station right now there is a Dragon spacecraft as well, so they're going to have a busy time parking spacecraft there. One important difference though is that the Dragon spacecraft does not dock, it berths, which means that it flies up next to the space station and then it's grabbed by the robot arm and berthed into a berthing interface, whereas the Progress actually actively docks against the station using its own thrusters. Oh, Moloko man, of course there's a shout out to you. What is a good question you should be asking? You should be asking what about the history of the Soyuz rocket. So the Soyuz rocket was originally, of course, the R-7 intercontinental ballistic missile, which was designed to carry something like a 10-ton warhead a really long way. And then, of course, what they did was they stripped out a huge part of the guidance system and the warhead and everything and put a very light spacecraft on it, and they were able to use an R-7 to launch Sputnik into orbit. And of course, they later on they worked with that, and then they added upper stages, and those were used to carry Gagarin into orbit. That was the Vostok and the Voskhod variant.
To fireproof them by removing the vapors of fuel and oxidizer, and telemetry now being recorded with onboard recording devices as well as in the blockhouse at Baikonur.
What do you mean, when was the last Soyuz rocket? This is a Soyuz rocket, and they're going to keep launching Soyuz rockets, but this is going to be the last Soyuz-U, which is a very long-serving design. I mean, the main thing is that they standardized the second stages and things like that. So, I mean, they changed the engines a bit. There was a U-2 as well, which was a military variant that used the special fuel Sintin.
Telemetry being received at the
They're going to be launching for reals.
coming up on the T-3 minute mark.
T-minus 3 minutes!
Tanks soon will be pressurized for flight, optimizing the flow.
You know what, I realised I don't have light here, hold on. I've just realised that I've left my usual light rig over there when I was making my rocket video. Yeah, my Saturn V is sitting up there. I don't think it's going to explode. However, I will point out that the upper stages on these... yeah, they do actually light these with the giant matchsticks because these are the older engines that use pyrotechnic designs. The U-2 is also a plane, but yeah, Soyuz U-2, it burned a special type of fuel called Syntin, which was synthetic rocket fuel. And what was really interesting about it was the production process. They included specially like triangular stressed groups, and apparently because the molecule was stressed when it burned, it released more energy per pound than anything else. Piggy Whiskey, I shall answer your question about hidden figures later. Combustion chamber nitrogen purge report. Yeah. Hey biznatches from Quebec. Yeah, this is the Progress launch. TK0423. If you're here, we're watching the Progress launch. This is launching from Baikonur, I believe. Actually, I don't know. It could be launching from Vostochny, whatever how you pronounce it. I'm going to have to check that out. I could check the internet. Oh, excited. Excited. 90 seconds. Progress. See that? Progress. Right, that's what that spells in Cyrillic.
T-minus 1 minute and counting. The Soyuz now on internal power, the booster and the Progress
okay.
on internal power.
Oh yeah, they're launching from Baikonur. Pad 1. Ooh, getting ready. Yeah. So this was also the problem where they've had issues with the upper stage rocket. Oh, here they go.
2 ground umbilicals has now retracted.
We're gonna listen to this. I wish I could hear the Russian launch loop. Let's hope you check your staging.
The second umbilical now retracting and the engine sequence start has begun.
Oh goodness! History! The last of its kind.
Flight speed, counting down to liftoff. Engines at maximum thrust.
Oh.
And
there we go.
Liftoff of the
oh, there it goes. Beautiful.
Outbound to the International Space Station.
That's as loud as it goes.
Good roll, pitch, and yaw program reported from the blockhouse at Baikonur. The first stage engines operating normally.
Yeah, so the video quality from Baikonur is kind of crappy.
Stable, good engine performance reported from Baikonur.
50 seconds. Chamber pressure.
Oh, okay, here we go. This is up the top. That CEK, that's seconds,
good
right?
Pitch and roll program reported.
So this is counting down towards staging, the booster staging, where the Korolev cross.
73 seconds into the flight, everything reported to be.
I don't read very much Russian.
Soyuz booster.
80 seconds. All booster parameters and onboard systems are nominal. 90 seconds.
The funny thing is, people are saying, oh, the KSP mod looks good, but this looks way worse than
1
KSP.
minute 40 seconds into the flight, everything proceeding normally with the first stage performance of the Soyuz-U booster. The first stage separation, the 4 strap-on boosters separating, coming up.
Get ready for the Korolev cross. And that would look beautiful if we saw it live.
And we have booster separation.
120
First stage separation.
Do we have no more camera feeds?
Nominally. The Soyuz booster now 30 miles in altitude, 73 miles downrange from the Baikonur Cosmodrome, traveling almost 4,000 miles an hour.
Now there is a new variant of the Soyuz which just has the core without the strap-ons. It's only launched a couple of times, but you know it's an interesting feature, interesting thing they've developed. But I don't think it's competitive in today's launch market.
Milestone will be the jettisoning of the launch shroud.
So that's what it looks like. The Progress looks a lot like a Soyuz,
And
but
the launch
it
shroud has
doesn't
been jettisoned.
really.
2 minutes 41 seconds into the flight.
It's so lame. I want onboard cameras. This thing is so old though, right? These are workhorses, so they don't get the sexy live cameras like SpaceX does. SpaceX puts cameras over its things, and this rocket's like a 40-year-old design. Okay, so 86 seconds left. Good. The second stage thruster is operating nominally.
The second stage engine is firing normally.
I like how he's literally repeating what the Russian guy's saying in English.
Shutdown will occur at the 4-minute 45-second mark into the flight, just over a minute from now.
Good dog. I think ISRO, the Indian Space Agency, are price competitive for microsats, CubeSats.
The 4-minute mark into the flight. Nothing but good reports so far from the blockhouse in Baikonur.
So Silent Searchlight is asking why they stopped using Syntin if it gives more performance than RP1. The reason is simply it was very, very expensive to make. And it got you maybe a couple of hundred extra pounds of payload for like way more fuel costs. So they just, it wasn't economical. And sorry, I'm kind of sick, by the way, in case you're wondering. I've not been making any videos recently because I've been pretty sick and my voice has been hurting. Look at that. Looks totally realistic.
4 minutes 38 seconds into the flight.
Staging.
We have second stage separation.
See, here's the thing. Do you think they have like an animation for that going wrong?
179 miles downrange. The Soyuz and the Progress traveling almost 7,500 miles an hour. The third stage engine.
So somebody's asking whether you can scale down a rocket and get it into orbit. And there is a question about what the smallest launch vehicle you can get into space. I mean, as you know, there was a Hawaii plan to put a sounding rocket into space, but I'm not sure what the smallest rocket that's gone into space is. I think the Pegasus launcher is pretty small. But it, of course, is carried up in an aircraft. Now, in New Zealand, of course, they have the Electron, which I'm really looking forward to seeing if that flies.
Normally, at the 5-minute 40-second mark into the flight, just over 3 minutes of powered flight remaining.
This doesn't have any info at all. Usually on SpaceX, they tell you the altitude and the velocity and all that. This is like time and time. That's a whole bunch of useless. It's going very fast.
The international fleet of supply vehicles that started a couple of months ago with the launch of the HDV.
This is the stage that's been failing, incidentally, because some parts of the engine were replaced by cheaper parts, and then they ended up breaking and getting ingested into the fuel pumps, into the fuel turbo pumps. So they apparently, took that supplier and, I don't know. I mean, I guess Putin's probably had them assassinated by now. But yeah, they have apparently fixed that particular issue.
400 seconds, vehicle stable.
Everything's stable on the Soyuz booster. The progress.
Yeah, this is having a lot of sex. This is 414 sex.
6 minutes 45 seconds.
That's a lot of sex.
2 minutes of powered flight
You know,
remaining.
let's face it, rockets, they do resemble things. Yeah, New Zealand has a very small rocket, and what's interesting about the New Zealand rocket is I'm not sure if it's a Rutherford engine in the Electron rocket. So their engine, the turbo pump is actually powered by an electric motor fed by lithium-ion batteries. So they're going for, instead of being powered by a chemical reaction, which is normal, they're powering it by electricity. This is probably up to about 6 kilometers per second.
Structure parameters and the booster parameters.
1.7 thousand people watching this. That's terrible.
To the flight control team, both in Baikonur and at the Russian Mission Control Center.
Booster performing nominally.
Okay.
Approaching the 8 mark into the flight, less than a minute
I can never read this.
480.
Never mind. I am going to be playing games. Look, I've got Kerbal Space Program sitting right here.
Stability is nominal.
I think we'll be switching over to that any minute now.
500 seconds. The
8 minutes 15 seconds into the flight, everything continues to be very, very normal on board the Soyuz booster.
570.
No issues reported so far.
Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, early cutoff! No! Okay, that's a stage separation. Well, I guess that's in orbit, and then it'll use the onboard engines to perform a circularization burn.
The Progress is now in its preliminary orbit, standing by for array and antenna deploy.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Kronosfod. Is this... Look at all these guys. With their computers. They got a lot of computers there.
Reports now being received from the Russian Mission Control Center that the Progress has deployed all of its navigational antennas and its solar arrays. So the Progress has ridden a true Soyuz-U on a perfect launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome.
The Soyuz-U, its job is done. It is a fine end to a long and illustrious career. And we will go and switch over to Kerbal Space Program now.
Central Time on Friday, docking schedule at 2:34 a.m. Central Time.
Okay, bye. So let's actually go to what I was going to do here. Oh yeah, I can actually switch over to top right. There, Kerbal Space Program. So I'm gonna actually, it doesn't matter. I guess I can resume saved. It doesn't really matter. Let's do this. Well, I don't know what this one is. Ben. It could be anything. So actually, this is 113 because I'm messing around with a particular mod and I wanted to see if it works. Thanks, I've got it. Give me the next day. No, so Squishin, this particular variant of Soyuz, the Soyuz-U, has been around for a really long time, 43 years. There are newer variants, which are now the ones that are coming online, and basically they're retiring this particular variant, but they will still continue to fly the old ones. The new ones. So what I'm looking for here is to see if these parts are in here. These parts are in here. So I want to see if these things work. So pardon me. This is part of a mass accelerator thing, which used to work, and then I noticed that somebody was updating it again, so I wanted to see how well it worked. And the thing is, the 1.2 version doesn't seem to be working right now, so I'm going to try the the other one. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to need some people attached to this. Structural. I'm sure you've heard of linear accelerators. Yeah, let's do this and we'll put some probes around the outside and then we can say this thing has balls. We need some space probes. Ah yes, well let's put the Sputnik on there, of course. The Sputnik. Which was there. That totally looks the part, right? And then, of course, we need to have something, a payload in here, right? So let's just put... Actually, let's just do this. Where is it? I'm looking for like a stack separator. That'll do it. In the middle. And then we'll put a space probe in there, just for good measure. So this may not work. If this doesn't work, I'm going to load 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. The launch pad is not in serviceable condition. Who the hell broke the launch pad? Probably me. Okay, repair. Thank you. Now we'll go back and make this happen. So I was basically, I'm looking at this because I'm still thinking about Battlestar Galactica and I need the launch tubes, and so I was looking for linear accelerators and I found this, so I'm going to see how this works. Okay, yeah, this doesn't quite work because there's colliders that aren't working correctly. That's falling through there. The other thing is, the arm accelerator is in the wrong place, but... let me just do something important here. Let's just do this right now. Ready to fire the accelerator? Oh, that kind of worked. But you know what? I think what we need to do is get the KSP 122 running. This is the one. So give me a second while we load another version of Kerbal Space Program in the background. Yeah, the runway's broken. These things happen. Who cares whether it's broken? Okay. So there's two things. The master accelerator pod doesn't do anything. And the colliders are all bustified. So it was a nice helpful person that took it and recompiled it for the modern versions of Kerbal Space Program, but it doesn't appear to work, probably because the colliders have all been changed. How many KSPs do I have installed? Let me show you. Hold on. These are the versions that I have running around like right now. Hold on. There, you can see a whole list of KSPs installed there. Lots of KSPs. All the KSPs. How many KSPs? Nobody knows. Okay, so first thing, stage that. And arm the accelerator. And fire the accelerator. Oh, this thing... Notice how this thing came along? Okay, well that's fine. I'm going to switch over to this one. Let's do mod for absolute. I'm going to kill this. Because I might as well have 122. That's, I guess, what I'm saying. Unsupported... It is using 1.2, you foolish thing! Basically, the part is broken equally. So what in Battlestar Galactica made you go with a linear accelerator? That's... I was looking for any kind of linear accelerator. And this was the only one I could find. So we have the moon gun. There we go. So this is in here. It's loaded up. It's ready to go. Let me just see. Yes, we have some ore inside this. And we should be able to literally shoot the moon with this thing. That's my plan. So, because I've done this in the past and I always had to cheat. I had to do like weird things with the atmosphere. But this should be able to get out of the atmosphere. So this is my moon gun. And now what we need to do is get the moon here. Target the moon. Set as target. Okay, so here is the problem that we do have a slight... Okay, I know, that's fine. I know what I'm doing here. I'm waiting for the moon to come over. Now wait a second. Yeah, we're turning that way, so we're waiting for the moon to show up. And now wait a second, what way does the moon go? I think I'll just aim it at the moon and see what happens. That's it, directly overhead more or less, right? What happens if we aim at the moon? F5. Okay, let's make everything happen now. So space to deploy the object. And we need to arm the accelerator, and then I need to fire and change it exactly the right time. There we... Oh, yes, of course. And I need to enable cheat modes. Oh, yes. Okay, close. Revert to... Let's just F9 that. So you're supposed to be able to line these things up to make them more powerful and whatever, but this is apparently ridiculously powerful as it is. We don't need infinite electricity, but we do need... ignore max temperature. I couldn't find the thing that was directly underneath my cursor. Okay, once again, space, arm accelerator, and... There we go! Isn't that good? Heading upwards at about 5 kilometers per second. So yeah, we've totally shot through the atmosphere. And now the question is, how close will we get to the moon? Well, we can find out. Oh, we're going to fly past the moon at 1,500 meters, 1,500 kilometers. Because by the time we get here, the moon will have moved there. So we need to... Let me see, we need to wait a little longer. That's what we need to do. So I'm going to F9 that. And we'll wait like 10 minutes, right? So I'm going to run the time forward by about 10... Oh, wait. Of course, my timer's not running. Crap. How do I wait 10 minutes? I just have to do that. I don't know. I'm going to F5 that. And then arm accelerator, and there we go. And we're out of the atmosphere basically, and 1,400. Okay, so I need to wait a little longer. I need a way to start the clock. That's what I need. You could... Or, what you could do with the linear accelerators is you could have, say, a base on the moon that mines ore, sticks it builds spacecraft around, and then delivers the ore back to Kerbal. But, what do you mean the moon has already passed you by? It doesn't matter that the moon has passed us by, I'm rotating. The Kerbal is rotating faster than the moon, so the more I wait, the closer I'm going to get to the moon at this point. Right? So we're basically catching up with it. So if I had a way to start the clock, I guess what I'll do is I'll just do time accelerate, and I'll count like, that's 1 minute. Oh crap, my watch refreshes, great. Yes, stop telling me about my move goal. That's about 3 minutes, let's do that. F5, so that's me moved on by about 3 minutes. How fast does the does the moon move? Yeah, we totally have to build... You have to build a railgun in Star Mage. You have to build a railgun in everything. Railguns are like the bomb. Like, I mean... You know, especially when Metal Gear is involved. Okay, fire accelerator. Here we go! Okay, how we looking? How we looking? And see, 1,000 kilometers. I'm getting closer. I'm gonna wait just a little longer, and we will get this. We will be able to shoot the moon. It's F9. Reload that. Okay, so let's just run the timer just a little longer. And so I'm going to wait like another 15 seconds. That should get me closer to the moon. This is my cunning plan. Oh, wait, we get someone saying that coil guns are better than rail guns. And actually, technically this is a coil gun because it doesn't involve rails. There are differences between rail guns and coil guns for those that are not aware. So a railgun is actually two parallel rails that are basically have a potential difference across them, and then if you have a wire that runs between two rails, then electricity flows. So then you have a magnetic field at 90 degrees to that pushes the wire upwards. So you basically have this huge amount of power stored up, and it runs across and accelerates upwards. The problem is that if you do that wrong, what actually happens is all the electricity flows through these wires, the things weld themselves to the rails, all the current gets dumped and the thing melts. So that's the problem with railguns. Anyway, we're going to arm this accelerator, and 3, 2, 1, fire! Oh crap. I gotta wait just a second. 3, 2, 1, fire! There we go. You gotta change over really fast. Let's see how we're doing. 374! We are so close. Yeah, 374. I need to wait just a few more seconds, and then the moon shooting shall be mine. Oh yes. Well, the friction of the projectile against the rails is part of the problem, I guess, but there's many problems. But railguns are easier to build. Like, any amateur can build a railgun because all you need is a bunch of magnets and some rails and some capacitors, whereas coil guns are actually a little more complicated. Okay, so we're going to run time forwards just another, like, 10 seconds. So I'm just timing this on my watch here. I mean, totally guessing, basically. I think that's going to be good. I'm going to F5 that again. Space. Arm the accelerator, and 3, 2, 1, fire! Look at it go! It's so awesome. I used an ore container because the ore containers have the highest density, right? So they will carry most of their velocity out from this. Oh! 70 kilometers! We should watch this one at least. Watch it fly towards the moon. Oh, shoot. Oh well, missed it. Damn it, I was going too fast. So yeah, I mean, one of the plans you could do is you could build like a station using expanded launch pads and everything, and then build ore and just shoot it back to Kerbal. And then, of course, recover it. Okay, so a few more seconds. How plausible is magnetoplasmodynamic thrusters? They are totally plausible. Okay, so, space, arm the accelerator, and 3, 2, 1... Once again, shooting for the moon. And if we miss, we shall land among the stars. Land the moon gun on the moon and shoot Kerbal. Now you know what the next part of this plan is. There it is. It is going to hit the moon. I asked it to warp there, but it won't warp there. Why not? Oh, come on, you! Thank you. Where's the spacecraft? I can't see my spacecraft anymore. Did my spacecraft become invisible? I don't get it! Where's my spacecraft? Oh, there's, it's like really zoomed out. I must have been scrolling the mouse wheel without thinking. Right, that's the next plan, is to build a nuclear bombardment capability on the moon and shoot the Kerbal Space Center, right? There, we shot the moon. I didn't break the game. The game was just, I was just bad. I was just really bad. Okay, now to revert to vehicle assembly. So we need to somehow get this assembly to the moon. That's the next kind of important bit. So we need to build this on legs. And we don't actually need this giant thing, but I want it. Because I do. Actually, no, I'm going to take this off. That's just silly. This is my zapper. We're going to need, like, legs. Oh, you know what actually we need, now I think about it? What we should really do is put this on some hinges so we can aim the whole thing, right? So we're going to do robotic parts, and hopefully those work. Big powered hinge, maybe? That's a good place to start, and we'll, like, make it way bigger. Because the big powerful hinges are what everyone likes. And we need a rototron. Oh, I thought we needed a rototron, but apparently I have not... Oh, come on here. Okay. Maybe the scaling doesn't work. Let's put that back in there. Okay, well that works. Why doesn't this work? Okay, we scaled it a little. I could scale this up as well. There we go. Okay. And then we need to build like a base underneath it. All your base are belong to us. So we'll need... Oh crap. Yeah, this thing keeps losing nodes. I think that's the problem. In fact, I lose the ability to click on this. I think scaling these parts is just a bad plan in general. Yeah, we've lost the nodes. What the deuce? Oh. I am not sure that that is strong enough to handle what I have in mind. Let's try it again. It doesn't... Duh! Stupid node-sized Nazis. One by one, universal structural panel. No, you don't want to do that. Cubic octagonal strut. And that's the wrong size as well. That doesn't want to hook. Ah. Okay. Yes, the Kraken has infiltrated the vehicle assembly building and the nodes are everywhere. And I'm sorry I'm a little sniffly. Oh, you know, actually, I wonder how well this thing works, just sitting there like that. Now I'm curious. Infernal robotics. How do you plead? Oh, there, look, new hinge. That worked really well. I think this is I don't know what's going on with this hinge. I don't think it can handle the amount of weight that's being put on it. I think we may have to come up with an alternate method for adjusting this. The accelerator mod is... Oh, I don't know what it's called now. Because I've deleted the web page. But it's the Netherdyne. There you go, the Netherdyne X10 mass accelerator. Okay, well, let's revert flight to the vehicle assembly. Yeah, pistons might be a way to do it, so I'm going to try that, right? Pistons are my next option here, so robotic parts. So actually, yeah, we're going to need some batteries, so let's attach some batteries. Yes, at least those work. And I'll just stick some RTGs on it, because why not? Yes, RTGs, that'll totally make this thing good. So where are the pistons? Hydraulic cylinder, adjustable rail, telescopic piston. So we only need 4 of them, right? And yeah, I guess we can do that. Save launch. Whew. We're gonna do 4 piston legs because I don't know. Because of the wonderful things she does. Interesting that I can't click on that without clicking on the whole thing, but that's fine. We should be able to do this and work the pistons independently. Okay. I think this may have some problems. Auto strut disabled. Maybe we should disable everything. Yeah, the thing doesn't seem to be working at all. Marvelous. Yeah, Magic Smoke Industries. You're failing. You're failing me at the time that I need you the most. Ah, okay. Well, maybe they're supposed to be inside pistons. Maybe they're just no. They attach at one side, like that's where the attachment point is. I think we maybe have to face the fact that these are just not going to work, right? I mean, honestly, I think that it's entirely conceivable that these are just broken. Because Infernal Robotics hasn't really been working with the new builds of KSP for a long time. Let's just try another part. Adjustable rail, telescopic piston, hydraulic cylinder. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Let's do that. Let's try this. Okay. One last try. Pseudo pistons. Yes, they're dead. Yeah, I think the problem with Magic Smoke is the Magic Smoke has escaped from Magic Smoke, and therefore it's no longer working. Look, yeah, it's going the wrong way again. How annoying is that? Let's see if I can do something here, right? Let's just try something. This is probably not going to work, but I'm going to try it. Okay, next. I'm going to grab these things. What are the odds? Anyone want to place bets? No, I don't think it's too heavy. I think it's just straight up broken. I think the mod is probably broken. No, I've basically, this is not on CCAN right now because I hear that parts of it are broken. Ah, there, look, that works. Not very much, but it works just enough. So we should be able to get some sort of aiming out of that. We might even be able to make it walk. So if we put this somewhere near the middle of the moon, we should be able to aim and hit targets. Okay, now we don't need these really big things. I don't know why I put those on there because I wanted to say this thing has balls, but it doesn't really need those, does it? I'm going to put that there, and now the next thing we want. People are asking if that was backwards. Why were the attachment nodes there? You know what? Because it wanted to annoy us. Okay, so next thing we need is some engines here. Rocket fuel fuselage. Let's do this one. Where's the fuel tank that I really want? Da 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 da. Let's move this up a little. There, and then we'll stick an engine in this. I guess I need to make this long enough so that the thing doesn't sit on it. What kind of engine will I use on this? I mean, I guess what I need, do we have engineer? We have Kerbal engineer here. I need to know on the moon. Actually, maybe I should fire from Minmus. No, I'll fire from the moon. Any recommended texture replacers for 122? No, I don't know anything about these particular issues right now. Okay, thrust to weight on the moon will be 1.51 with enough delta V. Okay. That will work for us. I'm just going to move the whole thing up a little. So we've got more clearance. We're going to use some struts. I know we have auto strut, but I feel that sometimes that I want to, you know, not trust it. Okay, now we need to put this thing inside a fairing so that we can actually get it going somewhere. So this will be the upper stage. We can attach some much more rocket thrust to it. That's a technical term, of course. We'll just put this and then the, whatchamacallit? Where's the engine I want? I forget the names of the engines. You know what? I really do. I have, and then that gives me 2 kilometers per second, so that is going to be fine as an upper stage for lunar delivery. But for stability control, I think I want to have some Verners down here. I'll just do like 8 Verners. So that will keep it straight. And again, attach this to the thingy. And now from here, this is where we want to have another TRD staging thingy. Move that up. And we can maybe put the whole thing inside an Airstream protective compartment thing. So, sides, well, number 6, build rigid attachment. I want to disable the truss structure, because we need that. And let's see if we can build the fairing. That is as big as it's going to go. Okay, so forget about the fairing. This thing is never going to fly with a fairing. We're going to have to come up with an alternate way of doing this. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Okay, so since we can't have a fairing for this, I'm going to have to figure a way to get it out of the atmosphere without falling all over. So, what's the best option? I guess we'll just, I'm going to use strap-on boosters around the outside. I was thinking that maybe, actually yeah, okay, here's an idea that might be really strange. Yeah, let's try this. We're going to go with a slightly unorthodox system here. Because this is going to be so awful and high drag, we need to put it at the back, right? So what I'm going to do here is put a stack separator like that, and then we're going to build like a bunch of rockets at the front. Why? Why not? Universal module, yeah, that's right. Let's do that. Tank setup. Oh, LFO, LF. Oh. And let's try that. Oh yeah, let's put one of these up there at the top. Oh, damn it. I want to have a nose. Something that looks like a nose cone. At least some allusion towards some provision being made for control. Okay, what does this say? For Kerbal? 1.7. That's great. So we'll launch it like that and see if this thing flies. What do you think? We're doing a pendulum rocket. But pendulum rocket not from a gravitational point of view, but from a point of view of stability with respect to drag, which is absolutely valid. Okay, and you know what I should also do is have... I want to see how the structural system will hold it. Definitely need to hold this here. I wonder whether this will stand up. I'm really curious. There's so many ways that this will go wrong, but you know what? It doesn't... Oh, have I still got infinite fuel on? I may actually have infinite fuel turned on at this point. Why not? Because I want to fly it. I want to see if I can fly this ridiculous contraption. This is not really an exercise in smart flying. This is an exercise in stupidity. Oh, yeah. Probably... Check your staging! There we go. And you know what? I'm going to turn off stability control here. So I want to turn... No, I do want to turn this way. Look at that, you see? Brilliant! It's totally working. It's aerodynamic as something that isn't very aerodynamic. And here's the problem, that my controls are completely reversed, so it's really hard for me to fly. But I'm doing it. I'm mostly doing it. Oh yeah, I be doing it. This is how we do it. And it is aerodynamically stable and everything. For now. Oh, no. Okay, now we've got some issues. Keep going! You know what way to go. That way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna revert this to launch, right? It is aerodynamic as a brick, and I'm just gonna... I think it was partly because it was running out of fuel in the front that led to an instability there, but I'm gonna just do this straight up. Ready? I'm just gonna let this go straight up, and as soon as it starts to lose aerodynamic stability, I'm sure we'll be a little more clear of the surface. We're trying to put this railgun on the surface of the moon so that we can shoot at Kerbal. Maybe I do want some cones in front of those modules. It doesn't really matter too much because we do actually have a fairly high amount of delta V on the later stages. We just need to loft them high enough that they can really get to the moon. Yeah, the controls are backwards. That's part of the problem. Much better, much better. And that's me. Like, that instability is because I can't get my head around the control system. Okay, so I'm gonna start rotating out this way. Now that we're high enough. And I think I might actually be going the wrong way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can fix that. Oh no, it does actually. No, it is the wrong way. Oh, the hilarity of this. You know what? I should just stage it early. There, let that thing go. No! Reaction control system. Stability control. Point it forward, will it you? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. We're doing fine. We're gonna get over to where this thing goes. Gonna get up to like 160 kilometers and then fire, circularization burn and all that. Okay, 164. Oh, wrong button. 30 seconds to apoapse. Okay, so we're doing this. We're basically circularizing. I might have to circularize a little more aggressively. I'm thinking this is working pretty well so far. So yeah, we have about 2 kilometers per second of delta V in this, so that'll get us up to speed and it'll get us most of the way to the moon. Oh, people are all like giving me advice about putting docking nodes and stuff on the front. Don't you realize that half of the fun was me trying to fly it with the controls reversed? Right? You know, that's a challenge. It's enjoyable. Right? Like, come on, seriously, do you think that I would not know that? Okay, here we go. Periapsis height will soon be above the atmosphere, and then, oh then, the stars will be available to me. 60, 50, okay, here we are. And now we're above the ground, and now we're above the atmosphere. Okay, so now from here, let us set out on a journey to the moon. So I'm, of course, going backwards because I'm an idiot, which means I need to fire my engines there. I think that'll work. Actually, I need to fire my engines there. Come on, baby. Oh! Let's get this a little lower. Oh! That's pretty good. Okay, we're gonna do this whole polar orbit thing, and then we can adjust our encounter relative to the moon when we get there. That'll work for me. Okay, so that gets me 131 kilometers. I'll trim that maneuver later, set ourselves up for maneuvering. So it's going to be a 38-second burn, and I have 41 seconds worth of fuel left, so that's good. I wonder how I'm doing in terms of resources, oxidizer, electric charge. Everything is looking good. Should probably F5 this, right? Okay, so now waiting till we get close enough to my burn time to actually perform that all-important burn. There's the moon. And what normally you would fire, you do your burn when the moon is rising, but we're going to have to wait until the moon is setting. Right, that will be the one that will get us on roughly the correct location. Ah, sunset. And the moon set will be here, 6:05. A little longer. The only more Kerbal way to do this is to use Umbra's Orion nuclear pulse propulsion system. Yes, but yeah, no, we're not doing that right now. We're just trying to shoot at Kerbin from the surface of the moon, and I'm trying to not cheat, because cheating would be like bad, right? What do I think of the movie The Martian? The movie The Martian is pretty good and mostly accurate, except for the bits that aren't accurate. Such as the whole... Well, there's a big problem with the departure scenario. And I'm not talking about the storm. Everybody knows about the storm. What people forget is that the spacecraft... Or sorry, the base was at 45 degrees north on the Martian hemisphere, which means there would only be 2 launch windows per day where they could get into a coplanar orbit with the Ares. And the Ares doesn't have the thrust to weight ratio to get into, like, to basically come to them quickly. So, yeah, they wouldn't be able to launch at any random time with no notice. Oh, brilliant! 0. Look at that. That is, man, that is some good timing on there. I tell you, sometimes I amaze even myself. Okay. So next thing I want to do is focus view. Oh, look at that. It's pretty, actually pretty close. So we're heading out here, and about there I want to make correction maneuver, right? So I think we do want to put it as close to the equator as possible, right? So I'm going to do this. Nice. That's pretty good. And I'm just going to trim this to get nice and close. Because everybody knows that they like their stuff, their junk to be nice, close trimmed. Oh, there, that is good. That is excellent. Okay, so I need a 4.4 meters per second burn in 2 hours 29 minutes. So can I do that? Warp to next maneuver. Pardon me, sorry, I'm still suffering from the coffee cough. Okay, 4.4 meters per second burn coming up. And I'm not going to use the RCS for this because that will almost certainly mess with my velocity thing. So I'm just going to use this when I'm going to let the reaction wheels handle it. It wouldn't matter so much if I take a really long time to turn, but apparently I have more than enough reaction wheel power here. I have no idea where it's coming from, because I don't think that probe body has it. Have I managed to improve my speedrun time to the moon and back? No, I haven't managed to do that recently. Okay, here we go. Overshot! Damn it! Amateur! What kind of amateur overshoots like that? It's now put you within 22 kilometers of the moon. You should be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Manley. That is utterly terrible. Okay. So we're going to have a 480... Wow, we're going in there fast. So, yeah, that's the only thing. Our encounter speed is higher, but that's fine because we have 1,500 meters per second in that descent stage. So we're going to be okay. So, warp to next maneuver. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, that gold core really is fantastic. And that's good because that gold core was created so that we could save the world from killer asteroids. And you do want the best probe cores if you're going to be saving the world from killer asteroids. You don't want to, like, cheap out. You want to have a proper, manly probe core that can do it. Can do everything. Hey, I need good wheels to telescope. What are you talking about? Okay, so let's get this thing happening. I'm just going to use these. It's using up quite a bit of my fuel there. So we're gonna... This stage is going to only get me about 170 meters per second. Then we're going to need to stage. And you know what? I have noticed that there's an extra stage here. I'm glad that I checked that beforehand. There we go. Sorry, stage, we don't need you anymore. You're going to be gassed off into deep space. The next Galileo was being edited, literally, and I get sick. I get very sick, and so I haven't been able to record anything. This is why I'm coughing a lot tonight. Okay, this is going to take a little bit of time. I think it's a pretty cool looking spaceship right now, I have to say. Despite being ridiculous in every single way. I'm so glad when people take my quotes out of context. That's a very important part of being me, is deliberately making quotes that can be taken out of context. Maybe I did catch that cough through the internet, but I doubt it. Cause, you know, yeah. Cause. We're starting to go up here. I'm gonna slow this down here. So our... what is it? Apoaps. Apoaps is high, but I don't want my periaps to drop too low. Periaps is starting to drop precipitously. I'm gonna have to stop this burn soon. Okay, that's us. Now here's the thing, right? The moon is moving that way around Kerbin, right? So I actually need to have this, to land this, like, slightly... I need to land it about here, I think, to have the best chance. But I have no idea what is there. But I think that's where I'm going to aim to land it. Maybe I should wait until we have daylight. I think I'm going to wait until I have daylight, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to F5 this. I'm going to go to the Space Center. The real Sugar Cola is asking, have I ever thought about attempting a mega build? I'm in the middle of building the Battlestar Galactica, and nobody cared about it last week, so I'm not sure I should continue with this crazy mega build idea. So yeah, it needs to be like out around here somewhere. Because we need... that actually... that site up here would be better. I'm going to wait until we're up around here. Okay. Okay, so back to the moon gun. Oh, Bob Kerman. I can rescue him. I don't think I've got any life support on this. Okay, so... oh, wait, is the moon rotating? I don't think the moon rotated. That looks suspicious. That to me looks like the moon is rotating. That is suspicious, is it not? Well, I guess I'm going to aim to land about there. So let's put this in retrograde. Oh, actually, this is the point where I reach minimum safety. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna... I don't know what kind of angular difference I have. I think here is probably the better place to go. Because we gotta cancel out the velocity of the planet just a little bit. Yeah, the moon is supposed to be tidally locked to Kerbin. Just F5ing this here, I've realised. Ooh, lasers! Lasers shooting Kerbin! That's what that is. Okay. I think that's a good place to start. We're going to start there. And go for it. Yeah, Lieutenant Dan, sorry, no links in chat because I have no way to verify these things. Nothing personal, but I am not checking on any of this. I think that's where I should aim for, this little flat area here. So the trick will be... Now here's... So I'm going to be flying this. And now I need to actually angle it upwards. So I can maintain... I think I'm going to loft myself just a bit. Where's my vertical speed? Oh, vertical speed is actually high, so that's not a problem. But I'll progressively use this like angled descent mode to slow myself and aim for this area here, right? See how it looks kind of flat? And that does look like it might be slightly in the right place. Okay, vertical speed dropping. So once again, firing the engines. And flattening out my trajectory at the same time. That's the idea, is you're slowing down, but you're making sure that the impact point remains in roughly the same place. And the way you do that is, of course, adjusting your vertical speed. So my current altitude is about 10 kilometers. And I think I might actually overshoot here, which could be bad. Yes. Uh-oh. Now I'm starting to concentrate here. So I do have enough delta V here. I might need to cheat on the delta V front, honestly. Okay. Possibly overshooting? That's me down to 200 meters per second. I don't want to land in that crater! 260 meters per second. Vertical speed is now drop. You know what? I'm gonna fly over. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna loft myself so I travel over the top of that crater there. And land in this spot instead. I'm gonna do a Neil Armstrong here. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna land there in that spot, roughly. I should be able to see where I'm landing, right? Over there, okay, so... Of course, I gotta land this, like, really, really carefully. I should just be slowing it down, actually. What am I doing? Just fire this quickly! What's my vertical speed? My vertical speed is actually... I'm falling too fast, so I'm going to do this again. Counteract my vertical speed as quickly as possible. It's because the thrust to weight ratio in this thing is so low. I'm actually having trouble killing my vertical speed here. Oh, I'm gonna crash! Totally gonna crash! Totally gonna crash! Ah, no! Well, you know what I need to do now, right? Is we need to fire this thing. See what happens. I'm gonna stop my stability control for just a second. This thing is actually not straight anymore, which is really odd. Stop your spinning! I totally saved. Well, bigger engine. The problem was the engine in this thing was too... This thing is getting faster. You notice that? Okay, let's arm this. There, I shot the ground. I shot the moon at point blank range. There's nothing left to fire. Okay, let's F9 that. Use the time warp to stop rotation. Why would I want to stop rotation? Are you guys like... What are you thinking? Okay, we're gonna do this again. Okay. Retrograde. Interstellar dock. That's kind of not that fun, to be honest. Okay, we're going to start the deceleration here. Again, lasers! Lasers! That thing's crash tolerance is apparently high. Let's just see where it ends up if I fire the thruster. Oh, you know what? I should turn this thing off. Watch the suicide burn distance. Yes. That is a good point, but the problem with the suicide burn distance is it doesn't really take into account these different angles and everything that I'm doing. Let's see how this turns out. We're basically... the Moonburger. I do remember the Moonburger. Mostly think we're coming down in roughly the right area. Just need to make sure the velocity is good. So we can watch... Yeah, the suicide burn distance will be the thing that we're caring about. Well, it is possible if it's negative that it can go positive. Right? That's one thing to be aware of. Okay, someone's checking me about the thing. There's a thing that I was editing that has been put on hold because of the whole getting sick thing. Man, it's 11:15 now. I need to play the Blue Danube as my toroid spins, yes. Where's the sun? The sun is like right there. I think we're doing pretty good here. Suicide burn distance is actually decreasing. That's the only thing I'm a little concerned about. Because what can happen is, as you're killing lateral velocity, you pick up too much vertical speed, and by the time you correct for it, you cannot stop it. No, Spider-Spidal, there's a little bit of play in the suicide burn calculation. So it is... because it doesn't account for your mass decreasing as your engine fires. That's one thing I've been aware of. But, you know, the suicide burn distance is kind of decreasing still. Although I think we're going to be okay here. This is taking so long. Vertical speed is decreasing. $70 meters per second. 3 kilometers up. So I'm gonna actually let this back this off a little now. And when the suicide burn distance gets closer to the value that I would find acceptable... The problem is I can't tell how sloped the ground is. Okay, so we're going to let this kind of cruise along at 30 meters per second. And then once I get closer to the surface, we'll throttle back up. This is looking pretty good, I have to say. I wish I had some landing lights or something. .400. So again, we're looking at the suicide burn distance here. That's the point at which, you know, maximum thrust is required to save you from hitting the surface. I'm going to let that get down pretty low and then throttle up to 100% again. This is mostly to preserve fuel. Because running at less than 100% fuel wastes, you know. There we go. So we should come out of this at about 30-40 meters above the surface. And it looks like I'm going to be on a slope. Okay, now we're down to 8.5 meters per second. I want to put it down very gently here. Picking up a little bit of dust. Well, that's us landed. Let's F5 that. Now, where's Kerbal? Let's target Kerbal and see how close it is. Actually, can I even do that? Can I target Kerbal? Set us... no. That's moon! Why is it saying moon? Let's set untitled spacecraft as the target. Look, I'm practically on target for this whole thing, right? So let's F5 it. So we might need to adjust our thing to account for rotation, but let's set this thing up. Ready? We're gonna hit space. Then we're gonna arm and fire. There it goes, 5 kilometers per second. There's no moon to stop it, no atmosphere to mess it up. And it's gonna hit Kerbal. First shot! Brilliant, my mission is complete. From here, I'm going to be able to bombard Kerbal with my mass driver. I wonder how long it'll take to get there, actually. It'll take 6 minutes to leave the sphere of influence of the moon. It shouldn't take too long, actually. So maybe I could do physics time warp. Maybe I won't do physics time warp. We'll just do regular time warp. Look at us go! So obviously it's going to drift a little because of the rotation of the moon, but apparently I hit it perfectly. Like I'm so amazed at how accurate that thing is. We've already turned on cheats, don't worry. The next thing is that we want to be able to target the KSC and shoot it from space. That is beautiful. Wow, I thought that hitting that like slope was going to mess up my aiming, but apparently I got it perfect. There, look, we've gained a bit of speed here. But it is gonna hit the surface going really fast. What's my latitude and longitude? Impact time 22 seconds. Latitude 310 east. We're pretty close as well to the equator. The latitude is only 3 degrees off the equator. So wow. I shall have my revenge. I am... Let me see where it was. So... Where's the KSC? KSC... You know what? We need to now go... Okay, so what I need to do is... Okay. Come out of map and hit F9. Oh, wait. F9 to reload the quick save, right? So... So we've got this here, right? What we need to do is go to the Space Center and we need to put a target there. Right, and see if we can get close to our target. This is our nuclear warhead or whatever, so we'll need to put something on the pad. How heavy was the bullet? I don't know, it was a bunch of ore, and it was traveling 5 kilometers per second. It was, you know, let's target, launch. We don't have any RCS, no, the missiles are totally dumb. Right? They're totally dumb fire. Okay, so we've got that on the surface, and now we need to go to the tracking station, switch back to the moon. I don't think we're going to be able to hit the KSC. We're going to go to the moon gun. Tungsten ore, yeah, it's something pretty amazing. It is fabulous, I tell you. So what we need to do is target Viper. Oh, there's a Viper there somewhere, huh? Where is... There it is, there. Target. So we need to wait for it to turn around. I guess I'm going to use those. I'm going to assume that it hit roughly underneath, right? I think that's pretty close. What do you think? I'm going to do that, right? I think that's about as close as we're going to get. Are we ready? Ready? Things ready to be armed? Okay. Oh. Oh, there. That's the thing. We got the wrong thing. Okay. So the problem is, I think just doing the decouple on this is going to cause the thing to shift by a tiny amount and make us miss. But we're going to do it. Okay, so... Space, arm accelerator, fire switch. And that's us. Okay. I'm just curious, if I hit F3, highest G-force, 1,171. Okay, here we go. Let's see how close we get to the Kerbal Space Center. I should actually target this, shouldn't I? Oh, I guess I didn't even think about the rotation. So that'll give us an idea at least of how far we get off target. So, you know, as it comes down, we'll be able to see what way this thing moves. Okay, like... Wait. So... Oh, look! No, we got it! Man, we totally got it, like, in terms of rotation. Holy moly! If only I adjusted for the vertical thing there. Wait a second. Rendezvous. Select a target. Where's the distance? Oh, no, wait a second. 1,000 kilometers. What are you talking about? Oh, there. Distance is decreasing. No. How do I see current distance to target? This is unrealistically accurate. Oh, there it is there, look! There's our target there! 70... We got it, like... 58 kilometers. Woohoo! Okay! I am dumbfounded by how accurate that thing was. But I have to go to bed because I'm still sick. But I mean... Look! We can aim this thing! We just need to know some better numbers. Yeah, 32 minutes 58 seconds, that's how long it takes. The problem is that, notice the latitude now is 5 degrees, so between the two different runs we had 5 degrees and 3 degrees. It's a huge difference. I don't think we're going to be able to aim that accurately because the decoupling is just going to make the thing change. So, whatever. I think it's pretty awesome. Let me see. Highest G-force was still that. Highest speed achieved, 6 kilometers per second. I'm going to call that a victory. I'm going to reload that just in case. But anyway, I think that we have to call it a night. Look at this thing. It's like the giant trampoline. That's what it looks like. It looks like a space trampoline that uses magnetic fields. Well, so here's the thing. It won't arm itself unless it's already decoupled. So I don't know a way to fix this. Maybe the mod will get fixed though, and it will work better. Here's hoping. So see you guys around. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.